Now turn to the current governor of the state of New Jersey, Democrat Phil Murphy. Nikki Haley, in particular, has focused in on the Vice President Kamala Harris in a lot of her rhetoric, and she's done it as a way of pointing to President Biden's age. The RNC is posting frequently clips from her speeches, flubs. They are really taking aim at her. Why do you think Republicans have calculated it is a good strategy and that the vice president makes Democrats vulnerable?
I mean, this is a classic us versus them playbook that unfortunately the other party too often than not wheels out. And it's frankly offensive. She is an icon. She is an icon in the South Asian community, in the African American community, among millions of women in this country. I frankly think it's offensive, and I think at the end of the day, it's a losing strategy.
Vice President Kamala Harris received the worst rating in the history of that NBC poll. She had a negative net rating of 17 in her first 2 years of office.
She is an icon.
It comes in the morning. We have to find ways to also express the way we feel about the moment in terms of just having language and a connection to how people are experiencing life.
She is an icon.
But when you present the suggestion that anyone is saying that it is time for a new generation and they're running against the person who is president, and when presented as though it's an attack, I would like to let us all be clear that the attack is misplaced. If the point of it is that we need leadership that is strong, because we have a strong leader in Joe Biden.
She is an icon.
You know, when we talk about our children, I know for this group, we all believe that when we talk about the children of the community, they are the children of the community.
She is an icon.
I mean, one of the young leaders was talking to me about climate mental health. I said, tell me what's going on with your peers. Climate mental health. And she talked, I said, I think I understand that, but unpack it for me. And she talked about how her peers are thinking about it. One example is, you know, whether when they're ready, could they start a family? Yes. Worried about what that would mean.
She is an icon.
This issue of transportation is fundamentally about just making sure that people have the ability to get where they need to go. It's that basic.
She is an icon.
Even USB outlets next to every seat. I mean, come on, imagine. You can charge your phone on your way home from work. That's good stuff.
She is an icon.
Increasing the use and development of apps. On that last point, I'd ask you to just imagine your own smartphone and the apps that it contains, and what those apps then give you in terms of access to a myriad of information. The idea of exploring the unknown. And systems that help you go about your daily life.
She is an icon.
AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's, first of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence. But ultimately what it is it's about machine learning. And so the machine is taught. And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions that may be made through that process.
She is an icon.
Without semiconductors, your smartphone would not be a smartphone. It would be a paperweight that occupies a big space in your pocket.
She is an icon.
To see what can be unburdened by what has been. I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.